Hey guys, it's Brad and the Buff. I got my buff on my head and I'm ready to go. Today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite pieces of equipment, my MSR Reactor stove. This is my 1-liter pot. I've had this on, I don't know, the last few years. I got this as a gift and it's one of my favorite products that I carry with me. So I wanted to give you guys a review on it in this video. This MSR Reactor stove is amazing at boiling water. It does it in about 2 minutes consistently. You don't have to worry about if it's windy or raining. It's one of the things I really like about it. It's a very sturdy pot. Let me show you how it works. It's a little bit different than most burners in the sense that it uses radiant heat as opposed to direct flame. So you're going to take this base out. It fits in here. It does fit in here a little bit awkwardly. I don't know if I can get that. And it makes it hard to nest other things in there. I just put, my lighter and a couple other things in with this to utilize the space. But you're going to take this base. You are going to screw it on to your fuel here. This is a big 440 gram fuel source. So now, because I have this base that's real big, this thing, one of the good things is when it goes on top like this, I won't have to melt that snow out, is that it's a lot more secure than some of these smaller flames like your MSR pocket rocket. There we go. Okay, she's lit up now. Let me melt this snow off. But because it's got a bigger base on it, it does sit on here a little bit better than, like, say, some of your other just flame ones. Mine's a little bent. But once you get it going, there you go. I mean, that's how quickly it heated up. I got this out of my sink. This is about 50-degree water, so let's see how long it takes here. I'm going to fill it up. This is a 1-liter pot. One of the things I like about this, the pot and the burner inside weigh it's about 14 ounces. So your fuel canisters are going to weigh anywhere from about a pound to 12 ounces to 20, depending on which size you go with. Typically, the math I do is about 20 boils out of a 220 gram, which is the regular size. It's going to be this size. So this is going to get me approximately 20 boils. But this stove, you can certainly get a lot lighter. You can get an ultralight one, but this one is great for groups. If you've got a large group, and I didn't think I would love this product as much as I would, but one of the things that I really love about it is if you're in a group and you want a cup of tea, you want some hot chocolate, with my MSR Pocket Rocket, it would take about 7-8 minutes, and it just didn't feel like it was worth it to sit there. That doesn't seem like a long time, but sometimes you're weighing out, do I really want to take the time for that? With this, if I want a cup of tea, if I want anything, I'm going to go ahead and boil the water as long as I have enough fuel. And it's really convenient for groups when you're in the morning, making breakfast is lickety-split. I can boil water, make my coffee, put it back on. I can have all my water boiled that I need to boil in 10 minutes to get a group of 5 set up with coffee, with oatmeal, and with anything else. So for me, just because of the speed of use, and it's also, in my opinion, much more fuel efficient than your typical burner type stove. Just because all of the heat goes directly inside of this thing. When you're doing the weight of it, 14 ounces compared to, say, 3 ounces for like an MSR, once again, the Pocket Rocket, it also includes the pot, so I don't need to bring a separate pot. Now, one of the downsides is I only boil water in this thing. I don't cook inside of it. There is no real simmering function. You can mess with the turn on it, and you can get it close and down. But I do not like to put anything inside of this except for water, and then I'll pour and cook everything outside of it. I've done previous videos on, if I'm making rice or something, I'll pour it direct into the packet and keep it heated that way, or I'll pour my ramen into a bowl. I'll pour the hot water into the bowl and let the ramen cook inside of there. But I really enjoy having this. One of the other downsides is this is an expensive item. It's about $200. which comparatively to other stove burners is, 3 to 4 times as much. I do think you make up for it with the sturdiness and the fuel efficiency. So that does help you there as far as cost and weight. But in general, the main reason I like it is just how quickly it boils water. I haven't seen anything like this that boils water as quickly and as conveniently. Like I said, it's pretty safe on the stand. Even now, it's not sitting level, but I don't have to worry about my pot sliding off. So that's a big feature. We are getting pretty close to a boil right now. So, and I would say it's probably maybe 25 degrees outside. It's not super cold. Yeah, okay, here we're at a hard boil right now. So we just hit a hard boil. It's obviously spilled over top. When I was just doing it, it usually has a handle that you can clamp to hold the lid down on, and then this holds it in place. I pulled it off when I started the video. And then you would just caulk it back like this, and then this handle you can usually use to lift it off. But when I first started the video, it takes a minute to get it back on. It does have a nice strainer lid on it. If you do want to make pasta or something, you can do that in this pretty easily. Overall, the other thing I like about it as well is because it uses radiant heat, and what I mean by that is there's a ceramic disc in here that when you light it, the flames don't jump off it like they do a traditional stove. So it's on right now, and if it's really dark, you can see a little bit of flame, but it radiates this ceramic disc in there. And this is actually awesome. One of the side nice features of it is to warm your hands, or if you ever need to bring it in your tent. It does emit carbon monoxide, so you got to be careful about that. But this thing kicks out a lot of heat and space and doesn't have that high open flame where you're worried about, catching your sleeve on fire or something. If I had my pocket rocket on full blast and I did this with it, it would melt this jacket immediately. But because it's radiant heat, it's a little bit safer in enclosed spaces. And this thing puts out a ton of heat just to warm your hands when you get into camp if you want to use it that way. So that's another feature that I do really enjoy about it. Other than that, it's one of my favorite pieces of equipment. If I was going ultralight, I would definitely not use this. I would probably revert to my pocket rocket if I wanted the convenience of a canister stove, or I would go with my alcohol stove just to get the absolute lightest that I can get. But for groups, even with 2 people, you can split the fuel and the canister and you don't have to carry an extra pot. I think it's worth it, but it's definitely worth it for large groups of 4 or 5 or 6, because I can just be boiling water every 2 minutes, giving it to somebody else. And so it really depends on the scale and the amount of people and how ultralight you want to go. I mean, if you've got a group of 6 people, distributing these different pieces to make up for the weight penalty that you have is totally worth it. But if you got money, this is a great product. Like I said, it boils water faster than anything else I've used. It's great in windy conditions, and it's very fuel efficient. So another way you make up for weight is having to bring less canisters. This is the biggest. I never bring this one. I actually keep this one just for like camping if I go out with my family, more like car camping. I typically am going to bring one of this size for 2 people for a weekend. For me, if I'm alone, I can actually take one of the 110 gram canisters. And so you can make up for it by having to bring less fuel with you. That actually helps with the weight. But that's my general review. Love this product. I bring it on almost every trip. The only exception is if I was trying to go truly ultralight and I was by myself, then I would probably revert to a different stove. But overall, great product. If you want to get a super quick stove, and especially if you take large trips, this is the one for you. It's the MSR Reactor. This is the 1 liter. They do make a 1.7 liter, and they also make a 2.5 liter, I believe. But I was fine with the 1 liter because it boils water quick enough that I can get in and out. But I hope this review helps you for the MSR Reactor, and I'm looking forward to making my next video. See you guys later. Hey guys, if you liked the video you just saw, please subscribe, click the bell so you can get alerted for any new videos that I may do. And check the links below for any information I described in the video. I'll try to put as much there as possible. Thanks for watching.